Hello everybody, hope you're doing marvelously well. This video is the second video that we've done on Produce Like a Pro, but it's the fourth video, I think, in total that's been released on the remix competition that we're doing with David of the Workday Release. Today, we're going to open up the session that Michael has provided and look at all of the overdubs he's done and all the production ideas that he's done. You're then going to see David and I talking to Michael and going through his ideas. Then I'm going to do some guitar overdubs and David is going to do some singing. So don't forget to go to the link that's flying around here, somewhere down there, and download all of the tracks. The prizes are absolutely fantastic. And best of all is there is a site called Rate My Mix where you can post your mix. And I've already seen a lot of interaction there. It's really fantastic. So I encourage you to post your mix there and talk to everybody. Just get in there, help each other out, and let's keep this community growing. It's really rather wonderful. Okay, let's check out Michael. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing marvelously well. We are sitting here, that's David and I, with Michael over there on a screen.
Hello.
So it's going to be lots of fun. Now, I haven't actually listened to any of his production yet. Specifically, so we can have honest. You have though, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Okay. So me as another.
David's like the co-producer now. He's done so much of the work here.
Producer David. Basically, what he wanted to say is produced by David of the Workday Release.
And then assistant.
Then additional, occasional production.
Hi, tambourine, Michael.
Obviously, as you all know, we gave Michael a vocal and acoustic guitar to take away. However, remember, he was here as well, helping with the arrangement. So it's been a collaborative process all so far. So now we get to hear Michael's tracks that he's been doing on his own. And this is the first time I've ever listened to them. So this is going to be, talk about genuine reaction shots. All right, so what we're going to do on Michael's advice is listen to the final mix of his initial elements. Now you're saying there's two elements in this that aren't included in the multitracks. What are those two?
Yeah, so there's a melody part in the chorus, which I decided to leave out because I didn't want people to feel constrained to the melody that I added. I wasn't even sure if it was the right melody. And I just felt that people should do their own thing there. And then there's also a vocode because I only had the one vocal along with everyone else. And I felt that I needed to add that vocode part to thicken the vocals out. But because you're probably going to be recording many more vocals today, I decided not to release it yet. I'm not even sure if it'll end up being part of the production. All
right, cool. So we're going to listen to the mix.
It's been a year, still it's not clear if we can ever be friends. When every word hangs like a curse over our heads. I'm no longer who I was back then, and neither are you. But in the same room, what if we fall way back to when? I don't think we can be friends. I don't think we can be friends. When we said goodbye, that's when the fire died. And after all this time, we should both know why. When I hear that song and the beat comes along, I always see you dancing. When I hear your name, I can't escape seeing your face. I'm no longer who I was back then, and neither are you. But it's better to stay just as we are and let it all fade. I don't think we can be friends. I don't think we can be friends. When we said goodbye, that's when the fire died. And after all this time, we should both know why. I don't think we can be friends. I don't think we can be friends. Nights with the light of you burning bright, visiting ghosts. Nights Nights with the light of you burning bright, visiting ghosts. Nights with the light of you burning bright.
Where is he? He's over there.
Ghosts. Nights with the light of you burning bright, visiting ghosts. I'm letting go. That's when the fire died. And after all this time, we should both know why. When we said goodbye, that's when the fire died. And after all this time, we should both know why.
Pop. That's fantastic, Michael. Really fantastic. To hear it for the first time is really exciting. I think my gut reaction is the bridge is amazing and artsy, but it's like over a third of the song.
I think overall carrying the energy through the song is a challenge right now, as in making everything have, because I remember, David, you were saying, we need to get those drums back in quickly, but then once the drums go in the bridge, it feels like a long time until they're back. So yeah, we're totally open to like rearranging things and mixing them up.
I think I literally would just half everything. I mean, there's just, all of the transitions are fantastic, but just shorten them. So, where we've got like this whole bridge motif here is even just leading up out of the chorus into the next pre-chorus is over 51 seconds long. So I love the chorus breakdown. I love going back to the pre-chorus there. I think if we could just shorten all of the transitions, like make every section, keep it. They're all wonderful, but just like where this first kind of area here is, which is beautiful.
With the light of you burning bright, visiting ghosts. Nights with the light of you burning bright, visiting ghosts.
And then it's love this.
And then I don't think we
Pre-chorus.
can be friends. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's definitely scope for adjusting the structure. And what I liked was all the stuff I've done to it has been like quite a challenging push and pull between David and I, because like me and David have been like so heavily co-producing this and talking about the structure and the arrangement. So yeah, it's all flexible. I feel at times that there's some elements where I'm relying on some synths where I think it could also be done better with some rhythm guitar potentially. I think coming into the second verse, there's like that synth pluck. And I started thinking it was sounding a bit too generic. It's because most of the song I've actually been kind of pushing my sound design quite far out, like with the tempo and with the different drum loops. Like it's not typical, but I felt that was a bit generic. It's also cool.
Well, it's interesting to hear you, in an electronic way calling it generic, because I think from a more organic point of view, I really like it. I actually feel like it, and I probably was saying the same thing, I actually feel like it could use some really obvious guitar playing, like just rakes, just rang in the choruses that don't necessarily identify themselves as poking their head too much out, but just more of like here's a fullness, especially in that last chorus.
And what I also think about the guitar is in the chorus, there's a guitar arpeggio, and you can actually probably hear the stem if you have it on the screen.
Sure.
I recorded it. The thing is, and I explained this in my full breakdown video, which was released a couple of days ago, that playing that was really challenging for me, and I just couldn't get it the way I wanted. So I know that that really leads and thickens out the chorus. So if you guys want to do that again, either on acoustic and or electric,
mean, I'll probably take that as a basis and work, alongside it.
I feel that it could be done better on a nicer guitar or with a better player.
But I wouldn't sell yourself short on your guitar playing. I have to tell you this because I get a lot of stuff to mix from people that, let's just say, major label clients. And trust me, I mean, that's some of the best guitar playing I get. A lot of the time I spend a lot of time fixing stuff before I can even mixing. It's an ever increasing thing. So don't sell yourself short.
You're far too kind.
By the way, I love this bass line against it. I heard a very, very earlier version when you and I were driving to do a shoot somewhere.
Yeah, it was in the bridge, the part you're talking about.
Yeah, and you had this, he may have told you had this line that was taking me out of the zone.
I didn't tell him.
Then you took it out naturally, then you guys got there on your own.
Yeah.
But that really
It was
creates.
actually, it was challenging doing that at the tempo, because if you do that like just 4 on the floor at the tempo, it's so fast, because that's like a typical kind of like dance bass. And if it's played at 126 or 128, you've got your typical like house track pretty much. But when you speed it up, it gets really intense. And I chose a pattern that I felt just kept the momentum up, I suppose.
No, it's great. Well, the thing is, because it's doing that
and the kick bounces off it.
The kick bounces off it, and then when the chorus comes in, it hits that. And the bass line is, in the chorus, for instance, is exactly what I would have played. Because it's like you've got the little tiny bit of movement and you're also framing the chords. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really good.
The chorus is still the part that we're trying to figure out. It's about, like, we're still trying to get it, to that. And I think part of it is like the vocoder is so much of it, the stacks in the chorus, but there's still this feeling that we're trying to find that we don't really know where it's going to come from yet, because it might be guitar or it might be something else.
I really want to hear what it sounds like when David's got, 4 or 5 vocals in the chorus, all wide and intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be huge. See, for me, I would be framing the groove on a guitar, and not trying to get one guitar to solve 2 problems. So we'd have a groove that supports the bass, what the bass and drums are doing there, and then that can be more drony.
In the first time we sat down and had that jam in Spitfire, you were playing like a rhythm guitar part. You were just going between like 1 or 2 notes, just like 16th notes or 8th notes or something. It's on the original tape. It was like, it added like such an energy to the verse as well.
That's exactly what I'm saying. For the verse.
It was on verse 2.
There's like a pizzicato cello stem in the verse, and I feel that is cool, but it could be replaced by, or added to with a rhythm guitar part.
All right, well, we'll go back and listen to that verse part, but I think what we're going to do today is obviously do more vocals, so we have more choice, comp together something we really like. We can give everybody our final comp, but we can also give them the individual elements, and we will, just so everybody knows, full disclosure, we will tune this. It's not going to be like, just don't tell anybody. No, because it's that sound. We're going to make it so it's super, super pop, and if you want to take it to the next level, and, especially like you've done with the vocoder stuff, let's do it. I just want to be pretty honest about this, because there's all this sort of mumbo jumbo about people talking about, oh, I didn't tune my vocal, and I put on a pair of headphones and I'm like, I can hear the tuning. I think it's better just to be honest. This is a pop track where we're trying to marry, or we're not trying, we are marrying organic elements with dance elements or pop elements. And the way to make those things meet is to make sure that they meet, that they actually take a little bit from each other.
And I mean, adding on to that as well,
please.
Something that's good is because David does very long takes, so with like a full song or a full bridge, it's really great to take a vocal where the style is right and you just tune it a little bit. than just take a vocal that's been sung literally word for word or sentence for sentence and then tune that, because what you get when you tune David's vocals is all the style and energy was still there. You're just making sure that it doesn't grind on a synth part the wrong way. Whereas if you're just, it's not like a sterile vocal performance. It's really good.
The one thing I am going to leave you with, we'll comp and we'll tune it and get like a really great comp. But I'm going to leave you that, done in a very organic sense. And then don't hesitate, because I know you won't, to twist it a little bit, because there's moments I really like it. And then there's obviously moments where your rhythms are dictating a little bit of the feel. And I think that this is something really important for people to know, because like inside of our academy, we get a lot of people remixing tracks and not just, producing them or mixing them. And that's great. And what they end up sometimes doing is paying too much respect to some of the sources. And that's cool, but it ends up like not getting the best out of it. So if there's a moment, as I'm sure you know, but I want to make sure everybody watching knows, if it means that you have to like retime the vocal to make something really remarkable happen, I say just do it.
Okay, so I'll leave you guys to do the recording, and I'm super excited to get my hands on these stems.
Marvelous.
And mix them in with what I'm doing.
All right, everybody, we're now going to do some vocals and some guitars. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Michael. You rock. Great work. Thank you.
It's been a year, still it's not clear if we can ever be friends. When every word hangs like a curse over our heads. I'm no longer who I was back then, and neither are you. But in the same room, what if we fall way back to when? I don't think we can be friends. I don't think we can be friends. When we said goodbye, that's when the fire died. And after all this time, we should both know why. When I hear that song and the beat comes along, I always see you dancing. When I hear your name, I can't escape seeing your face. I'm no longer who I was back then, and neither are you. But it's better to stay just as we are and let it all fade.
So if you haven't already, download the Multitracks for the blog link below. And then after that, make sure you upload your mix or your remix to the Rate My Mix site. There's still going to be some more overdubs. Michael's going to do some additional stuff. I may do something else. And we're going to have a guest mixer. A really wonderful mixer mixed this as well. So you're going to see that as a mix breakdown. Pretty darn fantastic. Check it all out. Download the tracks. Upload your mix to Rate My Mix. And of course, leave any comments and questions below that you may have. Thank you ever so much. Have a marvelous time mixing and remixing.